Imagine standing in Niagara Falls in the late 1800s. You can hear the roar of rushing water, and for the first time ever, that water is being used to create electricity, to power homes, factories, and even entire cities. Hydroelectricity is one of the oldest and most important sources of renewable energy. It's amazing to think that what people simply started from water wheels has turned into huge dams that power millions of homes to this day. Today, I'll be talking to you about how hydroelectricity began, how the first hydroelectric plants are built, and how it grew to the modern systems we have around the world. Let's begin from where it all began, in the earliest use of its power. Long before electricity, people were already using water to direct their life and make life easier. Ancient civilizations like Greece, Rome, and China used water wheels to grind grain and power simple machines. Here's an example of what that used to look like. They would have wheels that would power inside the buildings and spin grain and grind it. Same thing with saws, wood, grinding iron, anything like that. Most of that stuff was used just by putting a wheel in the water and it spinning with continuous force. They built these small mills along rivers so that flowing water could turn wooden wheels and provide steady motion. This is one of the first examples of humans turning natural energy into mechanical power. Even though it was simple, it showed how useful water could be, setting the stage for an invention of hydroelectricity thousands of years later into our modern world. Now that we know how it started, let's move on to when the first water power source was turned into electricity. The creation of the first hydroelectric plants were in the late 1800s. The first true hydroelectric power plant was built in Appleton, Wisconsin in 1882. It was a small system that was used a water turbine to produce electricity for a paper mill. Even though it was only powered a few lights and machines, it proved that flowing water could create electricity. Soon after, bigger projects followed, including like the one at Niagara Falls. Here is one of the first hydroelectric plants that was built in Appleton, Wisconsin, as I just explained. As you can see, it has a slowly slopped off waterfall at the end where there are turbines and fans that are spinning this water as it's just being dropped. In the late 1900s, hydroelectricity was spreading fast. Engineers improved turbines and found ways to send electricity over long distances. This technology became one of the first steps toward modern power grid we use today. That project became a symbol of progress, and it showed that water could power entire communities and not just factories. After the first plants were built, hydroelectricity continued to grow into one of the main energy sources that we rely on now. The growth of modern hydroelectric systems as renewable energy sources. In the 20th century, huge dams began to shape the future of hydroelectric power. Projects like the Hoover Dam were completed in 1936 and showed just how powerful water energy could be. The Hoover Dam provided electricity to millions of people and helped control the flooding and store water in certain for dry areas, helping vegetation, growth, and farms and communities. After that, countries all over around the world built their own dams and hydro plants. Today, electricity provides about 16% of the world's electricity, making it one of the largest sources of renewable energy power. It's clean, reliable, and it continues to help reduce our use of fossil fuels. Hydroelectric power has come a long way from ancient water wheels to massive modern systems that keep our lights on. Here is one of the Niagara Falls projects that were almost one of the first created. As you can see, there's a giant dam with factories built on top of it where the hydroelectricity power would power all the factories around it. This became helpful to communities around it because it also controlled flooding and it created a beautiful scenery for most people. And here is the Hoover Dam that was completed in 1936. The Hoover Dam showed the power of modern electricity and how it could be controlled and harnessed. And not only that it could provide electricity, that dams could help dry areas with vegetation, deserts, and just dryness on water, and so people could live their daily lives without it being so hard. In conclusion, hydroelectricity has a long, fascinating history. It began with simple water wheels used by ancient civilizations, and then eventually grew to the first power plants in the 1800s. And that became a key part of modern society's renewable energy. Its story shows how humans have always found creative ways to use natural water to make progress. From rivers to reservoirs, water continues to power our lives, proving that innovation and can just flow like a current water of the river. Thank you.